People that are willing to work hard and dedicate themselves. We've done that. We've proven it through the library hours, through the shuttle service. There was a congested shuttle, and we took care of that. We have 2 shuttles now running during the prime hours. So I would say that people can come up, they can campaign, they can tell you what they're going to do right before elections, but what it boils down to is, what have you done? What have you done for the campus? What have you been involved in? What can you do? And I think our accomplishments speak for themselves. I know that Muhi was invited at the end of last year to come and join student government. We needed his help. We asked him for his help. Both him and Rizarda came and petitioned for seats in student government after the elections, and the Senate voted to allow them to come in and serve the student body. And after a couple meetings, both of them resigned. So I asked, where were you during that crucial period? You formed a party 3 weeks before election, and you said, this is what we're going to do for you. And I would say that we've been doing things all along. We've never given up. We've been here, we've been fighting for the student body, and we're going to continue to do so. So you can't really listen to what people say, you need to see what they've done.
Okay, Muhi, would you like to respond?
Definitely do. Rizarda was a senator up until the winter semester. I, however, did not feel that my voice would be heard, and I knew that my dedication to the students could be used elsewhere, and that's why I chose to be the president of Amnesty International. And we can work together. And this 3 weeks beforehand, this is something that's been in the process of 6 months already. The Maize and Blue Party has been a work in progress, and it will continue to do so as well.
Okay. Last question that we're going to get to. We're going to go to break, and then we're going to come back and ask a few more questions.
Okay.
And I didn't ask Muhi this question either, so I'm going to give both of you.
Okay.
As a presidential candidates, what is your primary, or what do you think is one of your major weaknesses? Something, if I was a student looking in, I would say, hey, I'm concerned about this presidential candidate. This concerns me about it.
Would you like to start with me?
Yeah.
Well, one of the weaknesses, and as I said, we have to go back to what we've done, what our accomplishments were, and what our weaknesses were. I know in student government, one of our weaknesses, probably our biggest weakness, was PR. We did not advertise enough of what we are doing, and so the student body knows that there exists this entity called student government, but yet what they're doing behind the scenes has not been publicized enough.
Definitely.
And so this is one of the goals for this upcoming year. This is what I want to take as a weakness and make it a strength. And we want to reach out to the student body and let them know what's going on. And we're planning on doing that in a couple of ways. We're planning on doing it through the SG newsletters. That is something new. We're planning on having the speak outs on a regular basis where we can reach out to the students. We're planning on having speak out boxes or suggestion boxes in all of the schools. We've already purchased the materials. We already have that ready to roll. So just reaching out to the students more, and that's probably been my biggest weakness.
Muhi, let's go with you before we...
Thank you. I feel that my biggest weakness is that I tend to spread myself thin at times, juggling between family, school, organizations, work. But time management is one of the things that I have been working on, and I'm willing to dedicate more time to.
Okay, definitely. We're going to get into some more questions and some more issues with both candidates when we come back. We'll be back right after this. Welcome back to Current Issues and Enduring Questions as we continue our political discussion today. We're privileged to have both political candidates for the presidency of student government here today, Muhi and Brian. Thank you all for being here.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Let's continue with our questions that we had here. Brian, I'm going to address you first, and then Muhi, you're going to answer the same exact question.
Okay.
What are some of the strengths and weaknesses of course, your opposition or the individual running against Muhi? What do you think are some of the strengths and weaknesses, not of just him, but of his political party?
Of his political party. Strength would be they have some good people on their slate. The weaknesses would be, number one, that the political party was formed 3 weeks ago. Number two, that the platform was weak. Was a little bit weak. I am actually flattered that they copied 6 of our platform items. 6 of our platform items were copied, and it's flattering because it means that we're doing something right. It means that the Unity Slate is doing something right. If somebody's going to copy your platform, then that means you're moving in the right direction. So I think the leadership is weak. I think that he had an entire year to develop. I mean, he knew that he was running for presidency from last year when he lost the vice presidency election, and so I think that he could have created a platform from then and been more in touch with what's going on the campus. So I think there are good people behind the Maize and Blue party, but I think that they need stronger leadership. I think that they need proven results, that they can't just list things on paper, that things need to have a plan of action. They need to have been investigated, and so that they can be accomplished. So I think that during this term, we're going to spend an entire year getting things done, getting proven results of things that we already have in action. Our plan of action, we're going to be carrying it out, and they're going to spend an entire year learning how to get bureaucracy, who to go to, what the issues are, and getting the research done.
Okay, Muhi, can we get your views on that question?
Okay. The positives are that Brian and Rashid are both very dedicated to the cause, and that's something that's always very important. The weakness, I would say, some of the accomplishments that they have listed on their website and that they've been talking about, really the credit doesn't go to the Unity Slate. You know, there were previous senators who worked for the Great Change Policy before the Unity Slate came into power. The Student Organization Advisory Council increasing funding and such. That was something that I personally worked on as a DCO. And, you know, their accomplishments were specifically my work, some of them were, and the work of other students. So they need to be sure what they claim to their accomplishments.
Let me ask you this question, Muhi. I didn't get to it earlier.
Okay.
What are some of the issues or policies that you think need to be addressed quickly, or that you would address quickly if you were elected as president of student government?
When we need to look into engaging the students all across campus. On our campus we have a historical site, the Henry Ford Estate. Students should know the history of it. Students should engage in the restaurant that is there, in the tours that are offered for students. We have an Environmental Interpretive Center, which is a student-run museum where they do studies of the natural lands of the university. A lot of the biology students have labs there that they engage within the classroom, so we need to utilize our sources that we have. The